So, actually, we have a surprise for you because, as I said, I'm usually the only Greek comedian that can afford the metro, but this is not the case today. This is not the case because we have a second Greek comedian performing, and he also speaks very good English because he's a Greek American, so you will be able to understand everything. So, welcome to the stage, Socrates.
Thanks so much. Keep it going there, Christos. How are you doing today? Yeah, I'm looking to rent like 3 apartments. If you know anybody, give me a call. And also, shout out any babies in the audience tonight. Any babies? Little kids, give me a shout out. Any? Woo! There you go. Good to see you. Glad coming out. I got a lot of baby material today, so this worked out really, really well. And so if you're wondering with this thing, this actually goes back. I did a bad downwards dog, and just for you. That's just the one for you. I'm paying attention. So anyway, my name is Socrates, and I am an American. Yeah, that's usually the response. Appreciate that. They used to cheer. You know, there was a time, and so if you're wondering, is it your fault? I knew you were looking for a scapegoat. So if you would, step up. I know a bunch of people would love to have a scapegoat. But I've been living here since 2009. I've been trying to learn my Dutch, and it's not an easy language to learn. Do you all speak Dutch? You all speak English? Not Christos is English, But you have to learn the language one word at a time somehow, and sometimes. And I was forced to learn a new word a little while ago. That word was aangereden. Aangereden, yeah, which unfortunately means I got slammed into. Used in a sentence, it's ik ben aangereden door een scooterklotser. Which unfortunately means I got slammed into by a scooter driven by an asshole. And it's getting a bit better. So you see me moving it around, it's because I can do this, but it's up in the shoulder here. So it's like I can't really do this. So I practice this, or like for therapy. So I do a lot of this at home, which isn't good when your neighbors look in and looks like you're living next door to not a Nazi, but a guy who's practicing to be a Nazi. Trying to get it right, which is much worse, I think, you know what I mean? And so I make a fist, so I just, so it looks like I'm a supporter of white power, black power. White power, whoops! Wrong group! But, so I keep it up here because if it pops, I'll make a big, like, screaming noise, which is great if you have that Scruton thing, because it's, like, really funny, comedian hurt themselves, woo! But, so I'm slowly trying to get through this thing here, and I might have surgery soon. So this might be my last show. Well, I'll still go on stage after surgery, but if I survive. So it's good to be in the park. Glad you guys are all out here. And this is what I asked the doctors, what's my prognosis? And they called this a Helaas Pindakaas situation. Which, if you don't know what that means, you didn't miss anything. This is one of these great Dutch sayings that is completely useless. Because it means, oh well, peanut butter. Not helpful. You know what I mean? Not helpful in no moment in life that's helpful. It rhymes. They like a good rhyme, The other good rhyme one, you should plug the baby's ears for this, is Nokin in the Kokin.
Yes.
I was taught that by a grandma when an Oprah told me this. I don't know what she wanted, Maybe she was being suggested. This translates into fucking in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how you use it in context. I know Helaas Pindakaas, It's the first thing you learn. Not mama, not papa. Nokin in the Kokin. Oh.
No, give me a clap, Papa.
We don't want the clap in America, Marcy. No, you don't want the clap from your papa, too. I'm just saying right off the bat, if Dad's giving the clap out, your family's worth in some years. So I'm just going to throw that out there. And another tip, by the way, paracetamol, not effective against the clap. You need ibuprofen as well. So yeah, I got slammed into there, and when I called up 112, I wanted to call 911, but it's too soon. And that was for you. And I don't know if you know this or not, but when you call up to try to get an ambulance, first of all, they want to know where you are. WhatsApp knows where I am. Police, ambulance, no clue. I had to crawl around to try to find a bus stop. Luckily, there was a bus stop there because it was like he was going to give up. And when I asked for the ambulance, he said, "Are you going to pass out?" And I said I wasn't sure. He said, "Well, take a taxi." So I knew the proper response was, "Hang on, I'm starting to pass out." Then they said the ambulance. And the ambulance, when he came, he took a look at me and hurt me a little bit. But then he offered me fentanyl. In America, you can get fentanyl with a taxi, you know? But here you got to get the right taxi. So I was like happy to have the ambulance, you know? And got to the hospital. They offered me morphine, which is a strange offer. You know, would you like tea? I get it. Would you like morphine? Yeah. Yeah, I really did. I was way into it. I mean, it was perfect. It was exactly what I wanted. It was what the doctor ordered. And they offered me more morphine, which again, I said yes, because, you know, I was down for seconds, you know? Fool me once, shoot me twice. And so then I went home, they gave me Oxycontin, you know, and everyone's all worried about the whole Oxycontin thing because it's a short path to a heroin addiction, you know? Which is cool. I'm into it, you know? I'm 56, you know what, I got nuts more. You know, it's better for the later phase, but I'm holding up for my heroin phase. And I was just using the Oxy to sleep, though, in the end, because it was hard to sleep with this damn thing. And so I take a lot of naps, you know, 2-3 naps a day. But they were always worried about the whole Oxycontin. Like 5 milligrams I'm taking here, which in the U.S. is what they call microdosing, you know. It's not too bad. I was happy with it. And so I asked, again, you know, is this going to get, you know, a lot better? And the more optimistic doctor, he gave me the, again, least useful thing you get from a Dutch doctor or therapist. He said, it comes good. It comes good. They say it like with gravity, like in Jesus' name. It comes good. It's not a good sentence. You know what I mean? It's not. There's nothing good in that. You know the only time that is useful to hear is when you're shopping around for a male prostitute. How's that look? Huh? It comes good. And the backside? Oof. Helas Pindicas. But so I find it interesting, like, you know, living here in the Netherlands in the shadow of an ice cream cart, and well, we all want ice cream, let's all go. And but it's like, you know, in Germany, the Germans call it the fatherland, you know, and the Russians call Russia the motherland, which is kind of odd because it's like, hi dinosaur, and it's kind of odd because it's like the, you know, the Germans are like the bad stepfather. You know what I mean? Try to control you, tell you what to do, you know. You're not my father! You know, it turned into a whole big thing a couple times, you know what I'm saying? You know? Took a shower. And then, of course, you got the Russians with the, now Putin, he's just a motherfucker. So, it's an open mic every time you want to try something suddenly new. And that was one of them. Yeah, I won't try it 2 times, but it's fun. So anyway, the last word, I think that's one of the most important words for the Dutch in general is, well, it's swaffelen. It's actually not, but that means to slap your dick against something, which is, you know, a very Dutch word if there ever was one. You swaffelen in a Kirk for some reason, you do it against a church. But the even more Dutch word than that is a word that applies to our situation here, which is, of course, the word gezellig. And because this is, the idea of gezellig is like the opposite of an American with a gun running around, you know what I mean? It's like own the gezellig. I mean, we all gather together, it's a warm, wonderful experience we all do together, and we make it happen as a group. Because before you guys came out here, there's a couple of weird Greek dudes hanging out in a park by themselves. It was not exactly gezellig, you know what I'm saying? But you guys came out, you made this thing super gezellig. I want to thank you so much for the coming out. I'll get to see you again soon. My name is Socrates. Give it back to Christos. See you soon.
Thank you. So.